All right, my friends, it's me, it's Ken, and I'm outside of Gramercy Theatre, and hey, wait a second, aren't you guys Powerglove? You're not. They're not Powerglove. Ladies and gentlemen, Powerglove, we're teasing you, we're deceiving you all. Gabriel Guardian and Bassil Silver, how are you guys? Hey, welcome to New York. It's been a while, and yeah.
What a beautiful. Nice to be back in New York.
It is nice to be back in New York. It's nice to have you opening up for the mighty Sonata Arctica. Yeah. Holy crap, what's that been like?
Nice, man. It's been so long. Like, first tour with them was 2009.
That was the first time you toured with them?
Yeah. So nice to be back. So nice to see the guys again. Time goes so fast, huh? Blink of an eye.
So tell me a little bit about what's going on with Powerglove now, outside of the tour. What's new and exciting with the band?
Oh my god. We are working on a new album right now. We're super excited, you know, like any band. But this album is an anime album. So we've been watching lots of anime, having lots of fun, and yeah, I just can't wait for you guys to hear it. We did a little sample of it tonight, you know.
The Sailor Moon song.
A little Sailor Moon.
That was really wild.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to get you guys at the anime convention that happens in New York.
Yeah. Ooh,
around
like
August every year. We'll talk about that after the fact.
But yeah, we've been working on that. We're definitely going to be doing some more tours next year. Right now, our primary focus is we're doing this tour Sonata, doing a tour Necro Goblicon later this month, and then hitting the studio again until, you know, getting this new record out.
So now, Gabriel, we've never really chatted like this. Tell me a couple of things about you that you want people out there to know about you as a musician and a person.
Hello. Hi, friends.
I put the hard questions up sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
If you want to say hi, just come say hi. You know, I like to make new friends.
Awesome,
you know?
awesome. Now you're from Texas, you said.
I'm from South Texas, yeah.
South Texas,
I'm
awesome.
from the Rio Grande Valley, first generation American.
Is there a big metal scene over there?
Yes, the metal scene is like no other. I miss it, but I live in Las Vegas now.
Okay.
But I grew up in the Rio Grande. I met these guys when I was living in Austin, Texas.
Right.
You know, I was a huge fan of Powerglove growing up.
It's hard not to be a fan of Powerglove, because when I first saw you, and Bassil, you know this because I met you at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I thought this stuff was ridiculously fun, and it was like, because they all had armor on, and we walked around Comic-Con with them. And the thing that was weird about having them at Comic-Con, nobody really noticed there was a difference. And then so you said, this is a new band, and they were like, what's a band? And then they all followed us. We had like this little parade going back to the booth, and they were blasting the CD and signing stuff. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. You cannot walk with that armor today in New York Comic Con. It's just too crowded.
Anyway.
Wait, the gendarmes are passing by.
It's gonna be a minute.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be New York without a little sound effects, right?
So how has this was a short tour, right? You were not part of the Symphony X part as well, right?
On the very end, yeah.
Okay. How has this been with Sonata Arctica, these few dates?
It's wonderful, man. It's like, this is like a blast from the past, you know? Like, the crowds are super fun, super receptive. You know, we're all a big nerdy family, so.
Right. Now you've been doing a lot of cool drum stuff. I've been watching your Facebook feeds. You're doing a lot of showing how you do certain stuff.
Yeah, I figured it was probably about time I'd make a little bit of like content and stuff.
It's been
just like drum reels and stuff like that.
Now you also have another project that you do, right?
Mm-hmm. Spirit of the Wood.
Spirit of the Wood. What's that all about?
Spirit of the Wood. So it's interesting. Spending so many years, over 20 years now, just making like high energy, fun, zany, wild, heavy video game songs. Songs just kind of sometimes randomly pop in your brain as a musician, right? And I kind of needed an outlet for stuff that was more chill and vibey and not quite serious, but you know, just a little bit more in that kind of vein. So I figured, maybe I'll start a project that's like completely opposite end of the spectrum, make something different, make something kind of woodsy and dancey and vibey, and so I started Spirit of the Wood.
That's very cool. Now, Gabriel, a lot of people know you from Immortal Guardian. Now that's a band that we don't unfortunately see a lot of in New York City.
We played here a few times, but yeah, we're all the way in Vegas, so we don't make it out too much. Yeah, it's my baby. I made that in high school, and yeah, I actually like in touring and all that world is kind of how I got closer with Powerglove, and then eventually just made sense to merge.
And the band is currently on the independent side, right? You're doing it all yourselves.
Yeah.
How hard is that in today's post-pandemic world, as we say?
I don't think it's hard. I think it's more like we get to how do you see the Bassil? Like, you know, I like having control of you know, things are happening and we kind of get to run the show, if that makes any sense, right?
It was definitely a lot of work, but it's kind of the.
It's nice to not be like, where's the record?
Work on your own
why are you boys not touring? We're kind of like, we're gonna do it on our time. We're gonna tour when we feel like it. We're gonna right, like any band will tell you that's independent or on a record label. There's pros and cons. Let me ask you, it's like. If you're relationship or you're single, there's pros and cons, right? There's always like the, you know.
There are pros and cons.
And the same thing with being in a record label. It's really like a marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
And
now one more thing I want to ask you is I've watched you guys with the fans, and I think that's fantastic the way you are with the fans. They just all vibe with you, and it's great. What do you like most about those kind of interactions?
Oh man, I mean they're the reason that we're here, right? Like everyone who comes out to these shows and listens to our music is the reason that we can do this. So I mean, it's to me, this is my favorite thing to do in the world, and these are the people who are allowing us to do it or helping us do it. So it's everyone who comes out and says hi and shakes our hand is just like the greatest thing ever. So I'm like,
all right, so I'm gonna ask one last thing. What is give me one tease for this upcoming album outside of the Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, yeah.
Give me one. You're not going to tell me anything else?
You give him one, I give him one.
All right.
I'm getting two.
So we said Sailor Moon, just one more. Give me one more.
You got it. I like to give it away.
What are we giving away?
If you don't want to give it away, you don't have to.
There is potentially going to be an attack on a little place that we like to call Titan.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'm going to let these guys go so we can go back and watch the rest of Sonata Arctica. Gabriel Guardian, Bassil Silver, ladies and gentlemen from the Gramercy Theatre, it's me, it's your friend Ken Pierce. I remain your humble host, but not so humble me. Bye.